The first of 4 big nights at Albion Park takes place this Saturday night. 11 races, and this is the first night of the Albion Park Constellations for Racing Queensland. It's a wonderful program. So many highlights. Action kicks off just after 5 o'clock at 5:04. So it's all important this week as we build to the bigger weeks in the coming weeks. So we're looking forward to this big program on Saturday night. Nathan Dawson, he's going to join me in just a moment, along with Chloe Butler. Both have good drives and leading chances, so I'm keen to get their thoughts ahead of Saturday night. Well, you can't keep a good man down. After a tumble earlier in the week, he's back in action, the leading driver in the state, the leading driver in the country, and as you would expect, Albion Park, it's their time to shine over the next 4 weeks. A big book coming his way this Saturday night. Nathan Dawson joins us in the hot seat. Nathan, appreciate the time.
Nah, good to be here, Chris.
This first race, I think this is a really competitive lineup here, and you can make a case for several here, including your drive, Soho Rhapsody. First and foremost, first drive behind this mare?
I reckon I might have driven her last year. She was up here as a younger horse, but not many from her.
Okay, she's a high quality mare. There's no question about that. Her record is excellent. Is this race going to generate good tempo looking at that front line?
Yeah, it's probably my best chance if it does. The way it looks on paper is probably looking like there's going to be a bit of speed on, but if there's good speed, that's going to aid into my hands.
Okay, she was a solid winner 2 starts ago. Are you giving her a really good chance here?
Yeah, last start, she was back in the field in a quick last half, so it was hard to come around them, but she's got a nice draw there, and if we lob, within the first half of the field, I'll definitely know she's there.
Okay, Comanche Warrior, you drove last week. He went well. Sendit's close to a win. Classy Washington last start winner. Are they looking the most likely off the front line?
Yeah, I think so. There's no really standouts, but there's some good informed horses, so whoever really gets the best trip and the best horse on the night will probably get the money.
Okay, well, that's Soho Rhapsody in race number 1. Let's move across to race 4. This is the Queen of Hearts, and you're with your old mate here in Uptown Beach Girl. What did you make of the performance last week at Redcliffe?
Yeah, I was happy enough with her. She's still good to the line, but she still didn't have that pickup speed that she needed. So, the draw is probably not ideal for us, but, it could be worse if we're following out a worse horse.
Okay, I was going to say, what was the initial reaction when the field was released and you saw the inside of the second row?
Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. It'd be good to get a frontline draw with her, but we're following out, Shane's horse, and she's, good quality mare, so it's not the end of the world.
Okay, coming back to Albion Park, is that an advantage for her?
I think so. She's done most of her best racing there, so it's definitely going to help her.
Okay. Now I know you've stated previously when you're on the pegs, you don't like leaving. So how do you play it here? Are you sticking on the fence, or at first opportunity do you try and get off?
Nah, we'll follow through and then just see what's happening. I'm not really too fussed if I have to chair up outside them if the opportunity arises, but for the most of it, we'll be following through.
Okay. A couple of early scratchings. They were those widely drawn pair of Total Diva Scarlet Babe. So does that just lessen the pressure early in this race with those scratchings?
I think so. There's not going to be a great hustle in the first quarter, and once everyone finds their spots, it's probably going to be a pretty easy time. So, it's disappointing that there's not one there, but, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. We're building towards the Group 1 Golden Girl. That's the big grand final for this mare. So at this stage, is she still firmly on track?
Yeah, she is. She's probably not, really screwed down where she needs to be, but we're more, keeping that up our sleeve for when we need to for the big race.
All right, well, that's Uptown Beach Girl. Let's go across to race 6, the Wayne Wilson Paleface Adios Classic. You reunite here with Bronski Zulu. Unfortunately, he's been slammed with a poor draw, gate 7. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's, it's always hard when you're drawn out in 7, so it's not going to be easy for him, but on his side, he's a good horse with good ability, so he can make a bit of his own luck.
Okay, 8 starts, 1 win, 5 minors. So you're sticking solid with him. He's still got that desire.
Yeah, he does. Probably his downfalls, his greenness, but when it all clicks with him, he'll be a nice horse.
Okay, there's plenty of speed drawn to your inside here in this race. So how do you sort of see it early? Do you just go back and drive for luck?
Oh, I think we'll just float across and, hopefully there'll be a gap there somewhere. But if you go back, it's always going to be hard. But if we can find a spot there somewhere in midfield, it'd be great.
Who do you rate higher, Go Colour My World or Ellis Street?
They're both good quality horses. You know, if you asked me this about 3 weeks ago, I probably would have said Ellis Street, but Go Colour My World's really stepping up at the moment.
Okay, well that promises to be a good race, that 2-year-old race. Race number 7, this is an all-important race for a number of reasons. Captain Shuffles for Ben Crosby, your drive here. First up, was he as good as he looked on video looking back at him, Captain Shuffles? It was a sub-27 last quarter.
Yeah, he finished off really good, and you know he did that pretty comfortable. So we made a gear change last week, and he seemed to find the line better than what he can.
Okay, so how do you play it early here from gate 7?
We'll go forward. You know, I feel as though he's probably one of the better ones in the race, so we'll drive him confident.
Okay, now he could have been in that Queensland Sun race, so they've opted for the easier option. So do you watch the Queensland Sun really closely? Because I say that because you're going to be facing a lot of those horses in the Hayden in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, when I saw the field, I thought it was pretty much, you know, like a Hayden race. But, you know, we'll be watching it and seeing what's up. I'm sure if Captain Shuffles was in there, he'd be right there with them.
Okay, just looking back at that replay too, the horse you beat there last week, Fast Tracker, he won on Wednesday night. So the form line looks A-OK for Captain Shuffles.
Yeah, you know, it's a good form line, and, you know, Fast Tracker's a nice horse, so everything looks positive at this time.
All right, well, that's Captain Shuffles in race 7. What about race 8, the Wandai's mate? Hot and Treacherous backs up again. So he's obviously thriving, this horse, Nathan, because Jack Butler's had no hesitation going week to week to week. How does he sort of measure up here?
Yeah, we're back to the mile, which is probably, I think he's better over a bit of distance, but we've got a handy enough draw, you know, and there's going to be a hot pace, so that's definitely going to play into his hand.
Okay. Is it a confidence thing with him, the fact that he keeps backing up week to week?
Yeah, it is. You know, he's doing well, and you know, he keeps producing good runs every week, so it definitely helps going into the Winter Carnival.
All right, there's been plenty of talk right throughout the week how this race is going to play out. Black Sedan's the current Trek record holder. He's drawn 1, Turn It Up, probably the fastest horse off the arm here in Queensland, drawn out in 7. You're in the middle, so who leads going into the first turn?
Yeah, I reckon Turn It Up gets over. You know, he's got blistering gate speed, and most horses can't hold him out here in Queensland, so I'll be much happier sitting outside of Turn It Up than Black Sedan's.
Okay, is there any possibility that Pete will try and make a retake move there with Black Sedan's if he's crossed?
Yeah, he might try to, but I'm sure the 2 horse or even me will be pretty switched on to try and keep him locked in there.
Okay, but you'd be happy to sit parked out in this race?
Yeah, I would. I'd actually probably prefer to be sitting there than trying to make a run wide in later stages of the race.
All right, well, there's a good push there for Hot and Treacherous. What about race 9 again for Jack Butler? Funny Face. She came across with good credentials. She's been a little hit and miss, but last week, pleasing signs. That was a really good run last week.
It was. You know, she's a good quality mare, but, you know, her manners have just let her down since coming here. So if we can get away safe, you know, it's going to play into her hands a lot and help her through the, you know, coming up heats and that.
Is this the weaker of the 2 heats on Saturday night?
I'd say so. You know, last week she put in a good run, and, you know, I think the one in the next Naughty is up against the stronger ones.
Okay, with Funny Face, it's 2,100 for all the trotters here on Saturday night. Last week it was 2,600. Is she better over a trip, or it doesn't really matter? It's just about confidence and getting her away?
I don't really think it matters to her. She's got good ability, but getting away is where we're struggling at the moment. So she's going to have to get away good to, you know, over the 21, because you're not going to have as much time to get into it. So that's the main key for this week.
Okay, fair point there. And you mentioned Naughty in race 10. This is heat 4. He's got the right draw. Are you confident he'll step away?
Yeah, he got away good last week. I probably pushed him a little bit too much into that first corner. It's probably more pilot error than him, but we've made a few changes, and hopefully that's what we needed.
Okay, Smokin' Bandar is going to be hard to beat, but we've got to take him on trust. Over and out the Victorian, he produced a good run last week, so this does look the stronger heat, and Aldebaran missed his low flying.
Yeah, it is. You know, all of those horses are good horses, but with trotters, you never know what's going to happen, so whoever's the safest is generally the best.
Okay, so he's got winning claims there, Naughty. What's the pick of your drives on Saturday night?
I'd probably say Captain Shuffles. I'm pretty excited about what he's doing, and the way he's progressing, so I'd say it would be him.
Okay, Captain Shuffles, that's race 7, number 7, aiming towards the inaugural running of the Hayden in a couple of weeks' time. Nathan, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Good to be on, Chris.
Chloe Butler joins us to go through her book of drives on Saturday night, and she's with us now. Chloe, appreciate the time.
Thanks, Chris.
First and foremost, 4 big nights coming up at Albion Park over the next couple of weeks, so we're set for some great racing. The Butler stable are going to play a really big role. Overall, the stable, are you guys pumped up for the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely. We have some nice horses at the moment.
All right, well, let's go through a few of them here on Saturday night. Race 1, this is going to be a very competitive race, and you've got a good chance here with Comanche Warrior. He's still yet to win here locally, but he's running really good races. He was excellent last week, chasing home Tisha Raider in Danger Zone.
Yeah, definitely. Last start was a big improvement and probably the best run he's put in for us. Yeah, the draw helps and there's a bit of speed outside us, but hopefully with the right draw and the right bit of luck, he'll be right and finish.
Okay, so what's the original sort of plan once the field was released? Are you thinking of holding the lead? Are you looking for cover? How do you want to drive him?
Oh, look, I would like to lead on him and see how he goes out in front, but he's quick enough to hold his own, but I also think there's a couple out there that might be able to get across us, which also won't worry us either.
Okay, but he is versatile and he can race in many different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so main dangers, are you looking at Send It, Classy, Washington? Are they the two that you're sort of most concerned about?
I think Send It's probably the one I'm most worried about.
Okay, but he's a good chance, Comanche Warrior. It's only a matter of time before he picks one up at Albion Park.
Yeah, definitely. We can only hope.
Okay, let's go across to race 4. And this is going to be an excellent drive for you here. This former Kiwi mare, Manhattan. Couldn't have done any more first up. At Redcliffe in that mare's feature, you must have been super proud.
I was, and I'm very thankful to get the drive on her.
Okay, so how does this mare's feature set up on Saturday night? 2 off the second row, one of your main dangers drawn to your inside. So it's good that you'll be able to keep a close eye on Uptown Beach Girl.
Yeah, definitely. I think we just sort of got to hope for a bit of luck, and you know, she's definitely not out of it. She's racing really well.
Okay, just with Manhattan, really good at Redcliffe here last week. How much better do you think she'll be on the bigger track at Albion Park?
I believe she'll be a lot better. First up for us last week, we couldn't have been happier with her performance. We went pretty quick, and yeah, I couldn't have been any happier with her.
Yeah, well, the time was super quick. It's the fastest time a mare's ever recorded here at Redcliffe, Carla Jane. So, and you did all the work. So, fresh up on an unsuitable track, there was so much to like about that performance. How has she done since that run?
Yeah, she couldn't feel any better this week. She's off her face at home, so we couldn't be any happier with how she comes through it.
All right, well, they're pleasing signs. Other dangers, are you looking at Yarraman Bella and Fairy Tinkerbell? I suppose BK Swai comes up with different form lines. Do they look to be the main ones along with Uptown Beach Girl?
Yeah, that's what I thought, especially drawn 1 and 2, the other two, so I think they'll be our main danger.
All right, so everything is building nicely. The big grand final is the Group 1 Golden Girls, so pleasing start last week. Hoping for a little bit more this week.
Yeah, definitely. She definitely would have improved off last week's run.
All right, well, that's Manhattan. She's one of the star performers for the stable. The Queensland Sun is race number 5. Danger Zone is your drive. Are you happy with where he's at right now? Has he turned the corner?
Yeah, he definitely has. His last couple starts, he's really improved a lot, and we couldn't be any happier with him.
How disappointed were you with the barrier draw?
Yeah, we weren't too wrapped with the barrier draw. It could have been a bit nicer to us, but we're in it to win it, and that's all we can try and do.
All right. Last week, second behind Tisha Raider. Was that always the plan, to take cover on Tisha Raider last week?
Yeah, we didn't really want to get into any speed battles. This race is his main target this week, so we didn't really want to work him too hard last week.
Okay. At the top of the straight, did you give yourself any sort of chance of running down Tisha Raider?
I thought so for a minute, but then Tisha Raider had another gear. And yeah, it didn't really worry us running second either.
Yeah, he was so good, and the time backs it up, 52.3. That's near enough his PB time, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly right.
All right, so are you hoping for a heap of front-end pressure in this race? The harder they go, the more it brings him into the race late?
Yeah, most definitely. He's really got that really good turn of foot late, so hopefully we can use that.
All right, it'll be interesting to see how the 3-year-olds measure up here, the likes of Freethinker for Real Life or Rhoda. Do you think they might try and hold their forward spots with their key draws?
I think it'll just depend how the race ends up, and they're all good drivers out there, so they would work it out as they go.
All right. Winner of this race gets an automatic start in the Rising Sun, so there's plenty at stake here.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, that's Danger Zone, hoping to overcome a tough draw there. Race 6, another feature, the Wayne Wilson Paleface Adios Classic. I'm keen to ask you about Cruz, Joshua. 4 starts, 3 placings. How do you rate this guy?
We actually really like him. He's still got a lot to learn. Changed a bit of gear this week. His last start, you might have seen him hanging quite bad. If he straightened up in the straight, he probably wins the race. But yeah, hopefully we can be a big improvement this week.
Okay, no standout performer in this field. It looks quite competitive. The draw, was that a little disappointing, drawn out in 6?
Yeah, it's not ideal for the poor little thing, but we can only hope for a bit of luck.
Okay, has he got enough speed to sort of poke forward and have an early look here?
I don't think we will do that this week. I think we might. I think he's really good with. Got a real good turn of foot late, so I think we might go back and hopefully we can get a good cut up into a race.
Okay, do you think this race is going to generate pressure?
I think so. There's a couple there inside me that I think will come out pretty quick.
All right, it'd be a nice way to break maiden ranks in a feature like this.
Yeah, it'd be really nice.
Okay, what are his plans going forward? He's Q-bred, so the Triad coming up in August, is that a big target for him?
Yeah, definitely. Just see how he races on through this, and yeah, we'll just make it up as it goes.
All right, Let's Go Bailey also steps out in that race for the stable. But what do you think the hardest horse to beat is in this race?
Probably Go Colour My World, that one of Wayne Graham's. It probably looks the hardest to beat just from where it's drawn.
All right. Race number 8, I'll just get a quick one here. Hot and Treacherous. Happy with the way he performed last week in the Cup?
Yeah, couldn't have been happier with him. It was just sort of a crappy race sort of to be in, but no, we couldn't have been happier.
All right. Race 10, I'm keen to get your thoughts on this one because I think she's quickly becoming your favourite, Aldebaran Misty. She hasn't put in a bad run since joining the stable.
No, she's definitely surprised us a lot. I mean, we knew she went good, but for what she's done so far, has definitely shocked us a little.
Her best asset, is it her manners? She seems like she's bomb-proof.
Yeah, she definitely is. She doesn't care what I do from the tape, she still just trots.
And she's fast away as well. She proved that last week.
Yeah, really fast.
Okay, can she lead this field again with a little bit of luck?
I mean, I can't see why not. I've never driven a trotter that steps as quick as she does, so I can't see why she won't.
Okay, did she surprise you in any way, shape or form last week?
Not really. The only worry was the quick backup, see how she handled that, but she handled it fine and well, so I think going into this it won't really worry her.
All right, last week was 2,600, back at 2,100. Is that more to her advantage or longer the better?
I think she likes 21 a lot more. Yeah, 26 is sort of a bit too far for her.
All right, well, if she begins like she did last week and finds herself in front, she's going to prove hard to beat. So you've got a good book of drives there on Saturday night. Which one are you most looking forward to?
I'm going to have to say Aldebaran Misty.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because, like I said, she's doing a super job for you and the stable. Hey, Chloe, as always, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside Saturday night.
Thanks, Chris.
As always, a big thanks to both Nathan Dawson and Chloe Butler, and we wish them the very best of luck on Saturday night. Time now for a good thing or two, and I think in race 5, one of our features, the Queensland Sun. All important in this race because the winner not only walks away with good prize money, but they're guaranteed to start in next week's Group 1 feature, the Rising Sun. They'll be taking on the likes of Leap to Fame and co, but it's a great thrill and a great privilege to be in a race like that. And I think the best bet comes up in that race, race 5, number 5, Speak the Truth. He comes out of that Patron's Purse, chasing home Leap to Fame. He's got his main danger to his outside and Future Assured. I think he walks away with this and gets his start next week in that big one, the Rising Sun. So race 5, number 5, Speak the Truth. That's the best bet on the program. Looking forward to the coverage on Saturday night. Looking forward to seeing everyone trackside. And as I said, the first race kicks off at 5:04.